58 years ago today, the United States committed a major war crime in what is known as the My Lai Massacre. At this point in time, America found itself in the back half of the Vietnam War, and things weren't looking good. Literally. Not only did the war financially harm the United States, devaluing the dollar, but also changed the way the entire world viewed the US military. As the first televised war, the entire world could see the US military struggling to contain the Viet Cong forces. If this wasn't bad enough, the entire world could view the tragedies committed by the US military. And there were many. In 1971, a group of Vietnam War veterans gathered in Detroit to discuss their wartime experiences. Together, they uncovered roughly 320 atrocities committed by the US government against the Vietnamese and Cambodian people. Initially, the US tried covering up these incidents. However, when that failed, they began smearing those speaking out against them instead. Soldiers were also thrown under the bus, as the US government blamed these executions on the military's use of drugs. That being said, the government has, and still does, give soldiers drugs so as to help numb the pain of violence and to get them to do things they wouldn't normally do. Basically, the US military got its soldiers addicted to drugs and then blamed said drugs on the terrible atrocities the troops committed in Vietnam. Now, obviously, drugs did have something to do with the massacre. That was the point. However, by focusing on drugs, the US is distracting you from the other tools in its imperialist tool belt, namely Orientalism, which is essentially othering. Basically, the US caused Americans to view Asian countries as alien, and therefore, okay to control and destroy. This is why, despite the fact that Filipinos, Koreans, and Vietnamese are all very different people, US soldiers referred to all of them as the G word. They also committed acts of extreme violence in these locations, such as the Jeju Island Massacre in Korea and the Howling Wilderness in the Philippines. Today, the US is once again leading an imperial-charged massacre in Eurasia with its unjustifiable war in Iran. We even massacred a bunch of innocent children, just like in My Lai. And that's your history today.